Hello, how are you feeling today? Ever notice how every wrong person feels weirdly familiar? That's not coincidence, that's conditioning. Most people think they're simply unlucky in relationships, that they attract bad partners, emotionally unavailable people, or people who drain them. But the deeper truth is this: you're not drawn to who is good for you. You're drawn to what feels familiar to your nervous system. And familiarity is built long before adulthood. It's shaped by childhood, early relationships, emotional wounds, and the invisible patterns your mind repeats without your awareness. We don't like to admit this, but attraction is rarely about compatibility. It's about recognition, the unconscious recognition of emotional patterns your body remembers. If chaos felt normal in your past, calmness will feel boring. If validation was unpredictable, you'll chase people who make you earn it. If love came with anxiety, safety might feel like a trap. This is why the wrong person can feel so magnetic, and the right person sometimes feels almost unsettling. Your mind isn't attracted to healthy love yet. It's attracted to the emotional environment you grew up in, even if that environment wounded you. This is the part most people never realize. Your nervous system chooses before you do. Before your logical brain thinks, "This person is good for me," your body is already asking a different question. Does this feel like home? Does this feel familiar? Does this match the emotional blueprint I was programmed with? And if that blueprint was built around inconsistency, rejection, emotional distance, or instability, then those traits will feel like chemistry to you. You're not choosing chaos, your conditioning is. But let's be clear, this does not mean you're broken. It means your body is still trying to resolve a story that began long before the people you're dating now. The wrong people don't find you, they fit you. They mirror unhealed parts of your past. They activate emotional loops your mind learned to survive. And as painful as this is, it's not your fault. We repeat what hurt us because the mind tries to master the pain it never understood. So the key question isn't, why do they treat me like this? The real question is, why did this feel familiar enough for me to choose? This shift changes everything. Because when you understand why you're attracted to certain behaviors, you stop blaming yourself, and you start understanding yourself. Think about this. Two people can enter your life at the same time. One consistent, stable, genuinely caring. The other unpredictable, confusing, emotionally distant. And yet your body might feel pulled toward the wrong one. That pull isn't love. It's an old wound resurfacing. Many people confuse anxiety with excitement. They say things like, "I felt a spark immediately," when often that spark is the feeling of an old emotional injury being triggered again. When someone reminds you of your past, not consciously, but emotionally, your nervous system wakes up. It recognizes the pattern and says, "We know this. This is familiar," and that familiarity is mistaken for connection. This is why people repeat the same relationship with different faces. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. You may leave the person, but if you never heal the wound, you'll choose someone different who activates the same emotional story. This is why growth can feel so lonely, because healing requires you to walk away from the familiar, even when the familiar feels like home. Let's talk about your emotional blueprint, the invisible set of beliefs, expectations, and subconscious rules you learned about love. Some people grew up learning that love must be earned. So in adulthood, they chase people who make them prove their worth. Others learned that love is unpredictable, so consistency feels suspicious. Some learn to stay small, to stay safe, so they choose partners who make them shrink. And many learn that being needed is the closest thing to being loved, so they attract people they need to fix. These patterns become part of your identity until you consciously unlearn them. So how do you start healing? You begin by reading your patterns, not other people. Ask yourself, why does inconsistency feel intense to me? Why do I feel alive when I'm anxious? Why do I get bored when someone treats me well? Why do I fall for potential instead of reality? Why do I chase people who pull away? Why do I ignore red flags but obsess over green ones? These are not flaws. These are clues, clues to the parts of you asking for attention. When you begin understanding these patterns, something powerful happens. Your attractions change. The wrong people don't feel exciting anymore. The drama doesn't feel romantic. The emotional roller coaster doesn't feel like chemistry. And the people who treat you with kindness, respect, and clarity, they stop feeling unfamiliar. You stop pushing them away because they no longer feel like a threat. They feel like peace, the peace you once mistook for boredom. This is the turning point in your healing journey. You stop craving intensity and start craving stability. You stop chasing validation and start choosing awareness. You stop repeating your past and start creating your future. The truth is, you don't attract the wrong people because you're flawed. You attract them because your mind is trying to resolve a wound it never understood. But the moment you become aware of the pattern, the moment you say, "This is not love, this is familiarity," everything changes. Because awareness breaks repetition. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you're ready for. And when you choose to grow, when you choose to heal, when you choose to understand yourself instead of blaming yourself, your entire relationship life transforms. The patterns collapse, the urges shift. The old wounds lose their power. You become a version of yourself who no longer settles for crumbs, confusion, mixed signals, or conditional love. You begin attracting people who match your healing, not your trauma. And that is when love becomes real, not painful, not chaotic, not draining, but stable, warm, clear, and deeply human. You deserve that. And the fact that you're here, listening, learning, reflecting, it means you're already breaking the cycle. This is psychology. This is self-growth. This is awakening. Welcome to Being of Being, where your healing begins within.